I'm not going to waste your time by starting with a huge sequence of talking about how great Halo's multiplayer community used to be. We all know it was magical. With the recent announcement that Halo Infinite will have multiplayer that's free to play, there's some people who are extremely excited and see this as an opportunity, and some who are worried about where things could go with things like monetization. Both sides have valid points, but I'm going to explain how, in my opinion, free-to-play multiplayer was an absolutely vital decision and why it just might bring back those glory days of Halo. My first point has to do with beating competition. As much as we wish video game creators could just focus on making the game they want, they have to take a look at the industry around them if they want to make sure their game survives. Fortnite, for example, has taken much of the new generation of gamers' attention, and now Call of Duty with Warzone is attempting to grab some of that attention with their free-to-play Battle Royale. Now don't worry, I'm not trying to suggest that Halo Infinite needs Battle Royale to survive, although I do actually think it would be a pretty fun thing to add at some point down the line. The point is, their competition is evolving and suiting new ways to play, in this case, the big glowing appeal of free-to-play. Anyone can hop in at any time, and there isn't any barrier. As many of the original Halo fans get older and have moved on, the thought of not needing to pay $60 just to try the game would bring back loads of fans who haven't been engaged lately. My second point has to do with the huge entry to the PC market. The PC gaming player base is huge. Microsoft and 343 have decided to welcome them with the new launch of Halo Infinite at the same time as Xbox, and the fans should be welcoming too. Some gamers are hesitant to buy into new games when they haven't been able to be in the community, as the investment could easily be wasted with that money they're spending on the game. Now these PC players can join the community without any barrier. As more and more people slowly start to fall in love with the game, the more it will spread and the more things like buying the full game with the campaign can occur. This gives 343 an even bigger reason and an even bigger budget to go all out with the massive expanding updates, making sure that the Halo Infinite flame doesn't die out anytime soon. And that's very important to keep gathering momentum and more players. So the PC community with all their player base now has a huge opportunity to actually get into Halo right from the beginning and join this community. My third point has to do with those big updates that I just mentioned. The free-to-play model allows games to have better second chances. Now I really hope that Halo Infinite starts strong and captures people's attention right away, but if it doesn't, the supposed 10-year model of Halo Infinite means that huge new features could be added along the way. Say, even a year after launch, they could bring a new wave of hype and bring it to the top of gaming. So for instance, maybe Battle Royale is the ticket to being a huge popular game nowadays, as, it kind of looks that way. Maybe it doesn't launch with Battle Royale, and in a year from now, they go ahead and release a Battle Royale. It gets a ton of people interested in the vibe of Halo through Battle Royale, and therefore, it revives the rest of the game as well. Now, it doesn't have to be Battle Royale. It could be plenty of other different updates, even things like game-changing balances and new maps, new places to explore, all these types of things. They matter. And they're going to be coming in big waves with Halo Infinite through apparently the next 10 years. So if things don't start perfectly, the fact that it's free to play, they'll be generating revenue continuously, it will allow opportunity for the game to grow even more. Hopefully we start out strong and just add to that strength. And while this option is one that hopefully doesn't happen out of necessity, it's something that, is pretty hopeful for Halo fans to have a cushion to fall back on if the game doesn't launch in that perfect way. Now, my fourth point is actually going to be revolving around the worries that people have with the free-to-play model and what that could mean for monetization. However, I actually still think that a lot of these things can be turned into positives, and I think that's what you have to do when the facts are already out. This plan is already in place. You have to look at the positives. So the initial worry with Halo Infinite was that it would be filled with things like loot boxes that would make it nearly impossible to earn what you want without paying money. 343 has actually recently come out to say that Halo Infinite will not have real money loot box systems. Now that doesn't mean that there won't be things to pay real life money for in the game. Fortnite, for example, doesn't have any loot boxes and can make that same claim that 343 just did. So there will absolutely be something to purchase in Halo Infinite. Maybe it's going to be a battle pass, separate armor pieces for sale. We're not really sure, and while I hope that it's not necessarily things like separate armor pieces, that's just it. They are options, and we can only really hope that the people that want to grind the game without spending an extra money, there will be possible ways of doing that, and hopefully 343 learned their lesson with Halo 5. Having purchasable extra cosmetics or bundles to catch up with is something that could easily be worked into the game without ruining the grindable aspect of the game. Loot boxes were the thing that is pretty much a plague to a game for grinding and people wanting to earn everything. So with loot boxes out of the way, there's room for there to be a nice balance. And having certain things be purchasable can give people who didn't start playing Halo Infinite on day one a chance to feel like they can still be part of the game and catch up after a year, 2 years, and it can keep bringing in new fans for years to come. So while I really do hope they cater to grinders, the fact that, you can buy a thing here or there without it being complete chance by the looks of it, without the random loot boxes, it should give a fair place to grinding, because I really could just about promise you that they are going to have ways to upgrade your armor, your weapons, or skins, or whatever it's going to be. They're going to have those options for free in some form or another. So I really just hope that they do it well, and that the things you can buy are just kind of a bonus. They're not necessary, which is already pretty much a given, but I hope they balance it right, and they certainly can, and it can bring hope to new players that want to get into the community a little bit quicker. All in all, you have to look at the hopeful side of things if they are already happening. No fans are going to change 343's mind this late into the release. They want their game to succeed in all fronts, with overall player happiness, player engagement, and numbers, and of course, they want to make money. There's a lot of positives to be had from Halo Infinite going free to play, and the potential negatives don't have to be that dire if 343 get the formula right. While 343 has kind of struggled with this in the past, I think they're hopefully going to learn from those lessons. They certainly are with a lot of the things like the art style and the vibe of the game. Honestly, everything is pretty on track to look like it's going back to the roots in a very fun and community-driven way made for the gamers, So let's hope that it's going to be that way. There's a lot of positives on how to get a huge player base back to this game with the free-to-play model. It allows much more opportunity for anyone to play. Maybe some of your old friends that aren't too sure about, I want to play Halo, but I don't really want to pay for it. Well, now they're just going to give it a chance and play with you for once, You can finally get them to try the game. There's no barriers, and you can play online at the same time. It's going to be fun, so let's just hope that they get the formula right. Please do consider subscribing to my channel as I start this grand Halo Infinite journey with plenty more videos like this one to come, and of course more coming after the game actually releases. Plenty of lore, Easter eggs, and things like that to come. And dropping a like on this video takes literally 2 seconds, and it helps me out so very much. I would appreciate it. Comment down below with your opinions, and I'll make sure to reply. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys later, and peace.